How you doing? I'm Jamal Callis, the president of the NAACP at Bloomsburg University, Unit 29AS. I'm also the second vice president for the Youth and College Division for the state of Pennsylvania. I'm a senior business management major from Brooklyn, New York. I love the NAACP. The NAACP has changed my life. In 2015, I joined the club here at the university, and since then, I've been able to travel. I've been able to meet different people. I've been able to connect. I've been able to network. I've been able to grow as a person through the relationships that I've built. I've been able to connect with people as far as California, Florida, Minnesota, Iowa. It's beautiful, the network that I've gained through my connection with the association. The NAACP has allowed me to go to 2 conventions. One was in Ohio, the other was in Washington, D.C. I was able to connect with different leaders from across the nation at both of those events. Through those relationships, I was able to grow as a leader. I was able to add things to my repertoire. I was able to bring things back to my campus. I was able to participate in national webinars. I was able to lead events, lead seminars, lead lectures. Through my state position, I'm able to connect different universities within the state with each other, mobilize us, and educate. On the state level, as the second vice president, I'm in charge of compliance and membership. What I do as far as that is concerned is I make sure that youth and college units are working towards compliance if they are not in compliance, and if they are in compliance, working to maintain their compliance. It just requires a constant communication. It requires us to just be on top of each other, making sure that every chapter has the required members, and they're updating their roster when it needs to be updated. That has allowed me to connect with different universities and different youth councils across the state. I know a tremendous amount of people personally now through that position, and I think that those relationships will continue to grow. The Bloomsburg University NAACP started in 2015 by Timothy Golden, Duran Hunt, and Jordan Young, and Dr. Walter T. Howard. Unfortunately, Dr. Walter T. Howard passed away before we were able to get nationally chartered. In 2016, Tim asked me if I wanted to become president. I took the position, and I was hell-bent on trying to get us nationally compliant. Just trying to bring an organization to campus that everybody can join. All you needed to do was just express your interest in being politically engaged, and you could pretty much become a member. I thought that the organization was a perfect opportunity for people who wanted structure, for people who wanted to test their limits, test their power, test their strength in engaging and bringing people out and mobilizing people and educating people. I think that as college students, we don't realize the opportunity that we have on campus. I think that it is necessary to have organizations like these on campus that educate students from a peer-to-peer level. I think that it's always good when you can have an adult come in the room and explain things to you, but it kind of makes more sense when you can have that explained to you in layman terms from an individual who understands things and receives things the same way as you do. This organization has been, I think, very progressive since we've been able to become active on campus. We've provided we provided events on credit, history. We provided a resume workshop. The NAACP on campus since we've been able to be active, in my opinion, has been very progressive. We've been able to host a lot of events, a lot of educational events, a lot of social events, a lot of fun events. I think that we've been able to maintain a level of political but social balance. I think that we've been able to educate people but also bring them out and show them that you can have fun as well. This past semester we had a voters registration week where we were focused on getting people registered to vote, teaching them where their polling locations were, and teaching them the information behind the candidates running for the different positions. The NAACP Youth and College Division, which was founded in 1936, is the mission statement of the Youth and College Division is to inform the youth of the problems affecting African Americans and other racial and ethnic minorities, to advance the economic, education, social, and political status of African Americans and other racial and ethnic minorities, and their harmonious appreciation of the African diaspora and other people of color's contribution to civilization, and to develop an intelligent, militant, and effective youth leadership. The vision of the NAACP Youth and College Division is to develop a new generation of civil rights and community leaders. The objectives are to provide young people with personal and leadership development training, proactive political and community activism, public awareness of the necessity of positive youth engagement. Students have always been at the forefront of the civil rights movements since the 60s, from the anti-apartheid movement of the 1980s. Student activism has forced societies in the world to change. The NAACP youth units across America are engaged in social justice activism, addressing the issues at the local, state, and national level. The primary focus of the division are economic development, education, health, juvenile justice, and voters empowerment. The NAACP has been at the forefront of mobilizing, educating, and training youth to become leaders in the community, to become activists, to become people to look up to within their community, to become leaders to look up to within their community. The NAACP has a history of excellence, regardless of a race. The NAACP has a history of winning. The NAACP has a history of fighting for the disenfranchised people. So I think that the NAACP on campus will be progressive in that way as well. If you want to see the work that we've done, follow us on Instagram at NAACPBU_ or Twitter at BloomUNAACP. As far as the work that we can do, as far as the NAACP is concerned, can engage ourselves in the community. We can attend town hall meetings. We can let the student body know what is going on in the community around us. We can advocate for students to run for a council. We can let students know the information behind the town council, the trends that are happening, what to expect, new laws that are being passed. We can also advocate for disenfranchised students who feel as though their voices are not being heard. You can find your voice through the NAACP or find a voice to speak up for you from the NAACP. The NAACP has a national connection that we can rely on if need be. If the situation presents itself and we need national support or regional support, local support, we can provide that, and we can have that here in a heartbeat. I think that the NAACP provides students with an outlet to engage politically and civically.